What's up guys, and welcome to day 5 of the 7-day filmmaking challenge. Now so far in this series we've talked about settings, composition, movement, lighting, and finally we're on to audio, probably one of the most overlooked aspects in filmmaking. Now if you don't believe me, watch your favorite video or movie without audio and you'll realize that the visuals are only half of the filmmaking experience. Now imagine we took an incredibly intense scene from a movie. Then we took out the audio. Now it's a lot more difficult to experience emotion when there's no sound or if that sound is underwhelming. It's also important to recognize what type of audio your video needs. What if that same clip we just showed you was swapped out with different sound effects and music? Now honestly, it'd be impossible to teach you everything we know about audio in just this one video, but we're going to condense and include as much as we can so that you can immediately start seeing an improvement in your music choice, sound effects, dialogue, etc. Now I know the audio can feel daunting, but it doesn't have to be. Now when I first started making videos, that's just how I felt, so I didn't put in the time to add good audio. What I didn't realize though is that there are several ways to create engaging audio, and you can cater it to you and your style. The first way of capturing audio is to use an external microphone. There are tons of different types of microphones out there. If you're doing run and gun shooting as a one-man team, a shotgun mic that mounts to the top of your camera is a great option. If you have another team member or you're in a controlled sit-down environment, you can use a boom pole and place it directly above or below your subject. And if you're far away from your subject or there's no reasonable way of using a boom pole, you can use a lav mic, which typically attaches to their shirt. You can also use an external recorder, usually pocket size, for quickly capturing audio and sound effects. What we're using right now to record the audio for this video is a condenser microphone, which attaches to this table and it creates a nice rich radio quality sound. If you're shooting videos with dialogue, we highly recommend checking out this video, 10 tips to improving your audio, which goes over mic placement techniques for cleaner audio levels, and so on, so we'll drop a link below. But if you're not capturing dialogue, your job just got even easier because all you really need to worry about is basic sound design. Now without going too in-depth on sound design, here are the basics. Once you have your clips laid out on your timeline, you start building out the audio. For us, we usually place the music track first, and we already kind of illustrated the importance of music and how the song you choose needs to match the emotion that you want your video to convey. A few great options for royalty-free music subscriptions would be Soundstripe, Epidemic Sound, and MusicBed. Now each of these services have ready-to-go playlists that you can just quickly browse through, which is usually my first step in finding a good song. If I find a piece of music that's even remotely close to the song that I'm looking for, I'll usually dive deeper into the other music that the artist has produced, and most of the time I'll find what I'm looking for. But once your song is picked and you've matched your clips to the beat of the music, it's time to get started on the sound design. Now honestly, there's nothing more underwhelming than a great video with poor sound design, and trust me, sound designing is not as complicated as you think. There are obviously advanced methods of mixing and mastering your audio, but the basic concept that you need to follow is layering. Now take a look at one of our recent timelines, for example. There are layers and layers of audio on this 30-second clip. You have your music on the first layer, then some ambient sound effects that match our scene, cinematic risers, cinematic whooshes, etc. The point is, you can't just place one track down and call it good. We always let different sound effects fade into each other to create a more seamless audio experience. So to help you get started, we're going to give you a free download with some of the sound effects that we use in almost all of our videos. So there you have 5 different tools for capturing audio, as well as some useful tips and assets for mixing audio. And as usual, we've given you a challenge down below, so be sure to check that out so you'll be ready for tomorrow's video. And if you guys have any further questions, please let us know.